Nothing better than Father's Day at the ballpark. We're 20th and Blake. The Rockies leading 1-0 on the 11th home run of the season from Willeen Rosario. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Jenny Cavnar. And we welcome to our booth the governor of the state of Colorado, John Hickenlooper. How you doing, Governor? Good to see you as always.
I'm better to see the Fires a little under control and to see the Rockies winning.
The Rockies are winning. They won yesterday, and obviously you've spent a lot of time monitoring what's gone on in our state, particularly down in the Black Forest region. So if you could give us an update as to what's happening this morning, that'd be wonderful.
Well, it's the fire's continuing to die down a little bit. It's almost half contained. We've lost 480 homes, though. It's been a very difficult week for all the people down there. And the firefighters, I mean, we've got 1,100 firefighters down there working hard every day, trying to make sure that we, again, lose no more structures, no more buildings.
How are we doing up north? Kevin Franson bounces one to short. You know, there was a Royal Gorge fire, and unfortunately that destroyed a lot of the buildings there, and that impacts. I've been there. I know you've been there, I'm sure, many times. It's such a beautiful part of our state, but that impacts the economy in that little area also significantly.
Well, we went out and looked at the damage, and the great thing is that the Royal Gorge Bridge, which is one of the architectural wonders of the state, is fine. It looks great. Now all the stuff at top burned, but the animals survived. So the carousel's gone. They're going to rebuild. They're fired up, and they'll get bikes riding across the bridge, and it's the best rafting. They're having the best water in years.
Is this at all a shock? We deal with fires every summer, but we had a very wet spring, as we all know. I mean, they were shoveling the field here, it seemed like every other day in April and part of May.
Yeah, it was a wet spring, but a dry winter, right? So we needed that rain in March and April, but then it just stopped, and it got so hot. You know, the two things that really kill us is the temperature and the wind. And when that fire started, there were 40 and 50 mile an hour winds. And the key here is we've got to get to the fire in the first hour, first 90 minutes. Because once the wind blows it out, it's just hard to catch up, no matter how many people you have.
How thin do we get spread when there's multiple fires going on in the state? I know nationally we had folks helping in the state as well, but how dangerous beyond the obvious is it when there's multiple fires?
Well, we do get spread thin, and you look at it like up by Rocky Mountain National Park, where they're not threatening buildings and people's homes. We do, and you have to, you prioritize where you have the greatest risk and where you're going to lose buildings and structures and people's homes, and you put your resources there. Again, you still got to keep your eye on every fire, because the wind can change, and every fire is at risk. Right, every fire. You know, the two things they tell you. I'll stop talking when there's a.
No, you do. Listen.
Good
karma right now. 2 ground ball outs. That'll bring up Ryan Howard. Continue.
Ryan Howard. You know, we're sitting down there. I have an old friend that, I got my son here for Father's Day, and we're sitting there right in the front row. So first time I've ever sat in those seats for a whole game, and Ryan Howard is as big as he looks. I mean, that is a large man.
Governor, I've said this for a couple of days, and I know you're a huge baseball fan. It's like a basketball team, because after Howard, Dominic Brown 6'5", John Mayberry 6'6", and this is where you hope that they don't tell you to play short fielder, because that makes you a softball player. How special, very quickly, Father's Day for you to be here with your son?
Well, my son Teddy's playing Little League baseball. And Ted, you can come over here, stand here for a second. He is a great ball player and has, a great future. Maybe not a professional baseball future, but he loves the game, and he's had a great season, right? So, I mean, baseball's it's part of the cement that holds our community together.
It is part of the fabric of our country. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the day with your son. Thanks for coming by.
Great to see you.
And it's good to see you as always.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you to you as well. We'll come back. Rockies up 1-0.
Okay.